Hello, how's it? I'm in now the like 10, like I don't know what part I'm in. Please go and peruse the initial parts in order to like they've made me live with I spoke about a cat earlier, and now the cat is meowing. I have to open for it. These are my frustrating living conditions. If I had my own home, I would be able to not only take my cat to the vet, I would make it an indoor cat so it's never dirty, and I would also have a cat flap so it can come and go freely, that when I'm working it won't disturb me or scratch at a door, and I won't then feel guilty for just ignoring it. And sometimes it meows just so I can open, and because cats are very playful, it then runs off again. So I've just stood up to open the door for nothing. These are my frustrations, and I'm petitioning for people to just like help me grow. I am like, if you're just one person, I'm ultimately going to get to a point, right? There is darkness over my channel, and I am reliant at the present moment on even the 1-2 scant individuals that are not lambasted by the darkness of this world, who are made spiritually blind to what is going on. I am asking for you to push me, because you are the only person that sees, due to the fact that the world is so greatly deceived. But I'm getting to that point just now. Let's go back to Elijah. Elijah was so bereft in spirit after Jezebel was like, let him die, after the prophets of Baal got killed, that Elijah literally asked God to kill him, because Elijah feared God too much to kill himself, the same way that I do too. I've done multiple videos speaking about how suicide is not okay, and how it is that the Lord has made it clear that people who do it are highly unlikely to be safe. You know, you shall not test the Lord your God. He who endures to the end shall be saved, etc. So I fear the Lord too much to do it. Therefore, I have petitioned the Lord, believe it or not, many a time, to give me any kind of illness, disease, whatever it might be. Just kill me. Take my life. Like heart attack. Take me out, a stray bullet when I'm at the mall. But let me go home. Let me go home. Because look at this Jezebel roaming around telling herself, may the gods deal with me ever so severely if by this time tomorrow Karabo is not dead. The Jezebels are multiple, hey, around me. There are myriads of them. They differ in shape, color, form, and content. And frankly, there's just not enough of them to go. There's more than enough of them to go around, and not enough of me to go around. Like literally, I'm spread thin. Do you understand? These sheepish men and women that hide behind sorcery are Jezebelic in nature, and I'm a solitary Elijah with like multiple Jezebels. And frankly, I feel like Neo at like the Matrix Revolutions, where he's got like multiple agents all up in his grill. I feel like Neo. I am inundated, I'm overwhelmed, and there are way too many of these satanic entities, agents, in operation. I am aware that 1 brings down 1,000, 2 brings down 2,000. So I am asking for help in a spiritual sense, that we might be 2 and therefore 10,000, that we might be 3, and so therefore what is the exponential number after that? I would believe it would be 100,000, right? Because it's an exponential growth, like 1 to 1,000 to 10,000, then it's like 100,000, then maybe like 1,000,000. I am asking for those 2 or 3 lay souls, those few nyana, like faithful Ebatung subscribers of mine. I am literally beseeching you, I am petitioning you to make out of yourself and me, the 2 of us, the 3 of us coming together, 100,000. I am asking that you proliferate the living daylights out of me. Push me on your Facebook, push me on your Twitter, push me where you can. May my story be reaching and touching sufficiently enough for you to find it a travesty that a woman so desirous of snatching souls out of the flames of hell is being fecklessly killed by 4 or 5 lackluster, incontinent, impetuous witches on YouTube that have blinded a community of individuals that sadly have yet to respond to the gospel, and so therefore they don't have spiritual protection by the Holy Spirit, and so therefore witchcraft works on them. I can't say this enough. Sorcery does not work on me. I'm a Christian, I'm fervent, I'm still putting my work out there, I'm baking bread on the daily and delivering it. However, if at all you are to be reached and your soul to be snatched out from the flames of hell, you are therefore one who, albeit a possibility of getting born again, are not yet there. So you are still tossed to and from by dark, like arts, you know what I mean? Like these spirits of these men and women that send them out in the occult, they are able to gravitate your eyes away from my content. But guys, the power of reference, the power of referencing is gargantuan. Like, you could have a lackluster skeletal curriculum vitae, but if you have the CEO of the organization like literally rooting for you, for the departmental manager to recruit you as a project manager, you're gonna get that job overnight. So I am asking for all of y'all who are spiritual CEOs to recommend me to departmental managers wherever you are at, that I might get the position that I am in dire need of, that I can break out of this. I do not want money donations. I don't want anybody to try and like, don't slide into my DMs, guys, because I don't trust anyone right now for reasons that ought to be understandable. Because I've been persecuted by by people who slid into my DMs. I don't trust anyone. I need to reestablish that trust, but I'm not there yet. So I'm just asking for you to push me. Push me. That's all I'm asking for. I am an antagonist entirely against asking for money in the name of Jesus. I cannot stand it for the life of me. I cannot stand it. In people's ministries, especially, that you don't even understand why they need the money. Like, you don't even understand why they need the money. Like, there are these two guys on social media. I absolutely respect the ministry. I love them to bits, like to smithereens. I adore them. They're called The Two Preachers, and they cover content about world events, and then following them, showing you not world events but natural disasters of a weather nature on their channel. You get to see floods in Algeria, floods in Nigeria, floods in China, etc., or drought there, rather that's what's going on in China, rather type establishment thing. They cover stuff like that. Very edifying ministry. But at the end, the latter part of their ministry, they then talk about the multiple projects that they do across the world. They do a lot of missionary work. They actually go out into unreached regions and they preach, and they reach people for Jesus. They give them Bibles, they set them up, they give them homes, they give them food. I can understand donating money to a ministry like that. There is also another man by the name of The Watchman. He covers the end times Bible prophecy. His channel is not monetized because it is taboo. It keeps on getting stricken, copyright, blah 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 and whatnot. But the amount of editing that he puts into his work and how edifying his work is makes sense. Everybody should be rewarded for the work that they do. So when The Watchman is like, help me out, I get it. I understand. I can get it. I can literally take out $100 from my own pocket and give it to The Watchman. But there are people with thriving careers, and they are like home mommies, whose kids are like, being aided by dad who's got like a, $5, what is this? A six-figure salary, and they just want to supplement that, and they rock up despite having comfortable lifestyles and not actively doing any missionary work. They're not doing anything that's like exerting too much of their effort to do this thing, and it's costing their own finances on the daily in any way. It's not intervening or interjecting in their lifestyles for them to do the ministry, and they're asking for money. I literally don't get it. It's like, you don't need it. You don't need it. The money needs to go to the two preachers, to The Watchmen, to people who are working in a way that if they don't get rewarded, they might actually disappear off the scene altogether because their work will no longer be proliferated. So that for me is how you gauge as a Christian who to give to and who not to give to. I find it a travesty for people to just have cash apps when you've got your own, you've got a fully monetized YouTube channel that has got 100,000 subscribers. You can pay your rent, you can pay your groceries, and yet you're asking additionally over and above that for a donation. Yeah, $5 le cash app, come on, le. You get my, I can't stand it. Like, I can't stand it. Like, the gospel should not be used for financial gain, even in the slightest. There are some people that make sense to donate to, and then others that just don't. If you're not working violently in the kingdom of heaven and visiting Bongo land and Timbuktu for the sake of reaching the unreached, and you are busy asking for money, what are you doing? And on top of that, you've got like a paying salary that makes sense. You can, like, you're practically like, you've got chubby cheeks, so you obviously are eating, and your clothes look like you bought them yesterday. What are you doing? Financing your lifestyle with the gospel. If anybody does not want to work, let them not eat. Like, you don't just get to come on YouTube and speak 10 little words and then be like, guys, I've got a cash app, I've got a, I don't, like, no. There's also a woman, Cloud9 Blessings. She does rapture dreams. I understand why anybody would need to donate to her. I get it, because she takes all of these like rapture dreams and does a whole bunch of editing and delivers them to people. And she does not have a regular 9 to 5. She has to be a stay-at-home mom because she has a child with special needs. I can donate to that ministry, but don't come to me as Jalen Wilson. I'm sorry, I will call them out, as Camille and her husband, and ask me to donate to you. Go cash app when you have got some like a channel that's big enough to finance your lifestyle. You're not doing anything or saying anything that is spectacular or astronomical sufficiently enough for us to now go and finance that whole thing. It's a whole web of deceit, and I can't stand it. Anyway, moving on to the next.